plight of the Iranian people has been a weight that I have carried. And that, as an Iranian, born and raised in New Jersey, who has never even stepped foot on Iranian soil, I've constantly felt a powerful inclination to tell the story, the real story of the Iranian people. As journalists, we are observers. As we deliver the facts, we also play the witness, the translator, the shaper of narratives and opinions. It was painful to first report about the 22-year-old Iranian Kurdish girl who lost her life at the hands of violent radicals just for showing a bit of her hair. It was heart-wrenching to watch these casualties day in and out, of young Iranians being thrown off buildings, being rounded up at Iran's best universities, and losing their lives just for fighting for freedom. But as painful as it was, though it is my parents' homeland, my inheritance, as much as I mentally embedded myself with these protesters, I was still on the periphery, thousands of miles away. When David Suissa first called me months ago to tell me he would like to generously honor me with the Champion of Freedom Award at the Jewish Journal Gala tonight in November, I never thought we would be here months later, questioning our own freedom. Now, as I watch Jewish mothers around me, paralyzed with fear about their children's safety at school, when we witness the murder of a 69-year-old man in an upscale neighborhood just miles away from here, now we question our safety, our security, and our freedom. Now, as a journalist, I'm not just the observer, I am part of the story. As a child, I'd learn about the Holocaust, and I would often think this was just several decades ago. How did people stand by and let this happen? As we've seen over the last month, people will stand by and let this happen. People are calling for the genocide of Jews, the gassing of Jews, without any hesitation. On the streets of LA and New York, Rome, London, and Melbourne, they aren't even trying to fool themselves or anyone else by saying it's over land or any specific political policies in Israel. They mean the eradication of Jews everywhere, and they're saying it loud and with conviction. They've replaced dialogue with violence, nuance with broad sweeping slogans, and facts with feelings of hate that run so deep at our universities, in the media, in our government, on our streets. And it's the irony of those bearing and sensitive about their specific pronouns on their social media pages that are the ones unabashedly calling for the death of an entire people. A people who will forever be hurt and scarred from October 7th. A people who feel exhausted, scared, and outnumbered. How did the anti-Semites draw in so many followers around the world? They found allies. They fooled an entire generation to believe that if you respect social justice, if you believe in gay rights, trans rights, black rights, women's rights, then you don't side with the only country in the Middle East that actually provides those rights. You side with the terrorists. The good news is we have allies too. Even though it's sometimes, especially now, hard to remember that we are in our darkest moments of Jewish hatred. Our allies are those who are no strangers to terrorism, to radicalism, to futures destroyed by extremist Islamist ideology. Our allies, as proven by the Abraham Accords, don't want to take Israel off the map. On the contrary, they believe in a prosperous future in the Middle East spearheaded by Israel's advancements in medical, technological, and agricultural innovation. Our allies won't be held back by generational tropes about Jews or Israel or the victimization of Palestinians living under murderous leadership. Those are our allies. Those who see American flags being set on fire on the streets of New York at a pro-Hamas protest, understanding that anti-Semitism is anti-American. prevent terrorists from entering our border and borders thousands of miles away. Those who want the likes of Hezbollah, Hamas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, insurgencies throughout the Middle East to forever be eliminated. Those who understand that a motivated Jew and a driven Arab have more in common than the scheming radicals who try to divide them with their narratives. But we need allies. We need allies who love America. We need allies who love Israel and all its people. We need allies who are willing to stand side by side with the Jewish people with the common goal of eliminating terrorism, its funders, and its enablers, especially the ones in Tehran. For an entire year, we saw Israelis and Jews all around the world support Iran's Women, Life, Freedom, Zan Zendegi Azadi movement, standing with the Iranian people, and at the same time, beautifully dispelling the false narratives of the regime that the people of Iran are at war with the people of Israel. Israelis held protests, they hung up murals, they lit landmark buildings, and they made it very clear that they stand in support of the Iranian people. And the Iranian people returned their loyalty for Israel. You may have seen the video circulating on social media and here tonight where Iranian students walk around the flags of Israel and the United States. During the protests, one of the slogans being chanted on the streets said, "Not Gaza, not Lebanon, I give my life just for Iran," distancing themselves from their government and its terror projects. We have the biggest ally in the Iranian people, who know better than anyone else the fight for freedom from Islamic terrorism. There is no better time for those who respect freedom and history to unite in supporting Iran's worthy and valiant freedom fighters. Let's help our allies, the Iranian people, in their quest for regime change, and thereby ridding the world of the biggest and most brutal sponsor of terror, and we'll gain 80 million friends for Israel in exchange. As an Iranian woman, I never thought there would be a day where I would say to the world, "Let the brave women of Iran lead the way." Thank you.